welcome back, friends old and new. Deis Ferrous here, continuing us on. Wow. Sorry, that was significantly harder to say than I expected it to be. With some Warhammer 40k Rogue Trader. When last we played, I believe we finally finished off Cabela's quest line. She is now the new first spinner Vizier of the Bloodspawn Web, I believe. And we have now followed our ancestors' trail to, I can't remember the planet's name, but we are now in the cage with this penal legion. Again, I can't quite remember. It's been a little bit, so I'm blanking slightly. But we agreed to help them because A, we're iconoclast, so we enjoy helping people. But B, if we want to get off this planet, we need to deal with, I cannot remember what the monster is called. But it also seems like once we're done fighting the monster, that seems to be this big tree plant thing that's kind of just the planet, it looks like we're gonna have to 1v1 Izorig Batoshki, the current leader of this group, so that we can become the leader, as is their tradition. We spent last stream talking to everyone but Batoshki before we delve deeper into the planet to try and, free him. And here we go. Batoshki watches you like a predator on the hunt. With a heavy sigh, he pulls himself together and crosses his powerful arms across his chest. Let's get one thing straight, Lord A. You're here to subvert our ways. Take us to the stars. That's been foretold. That doesn't mean I have to like it. This last statement ends in a deep, guttural growl. Isdrick leans forward, as if ready to pounce, but makes no move to. Yeah, something else we've learned about this camp is that they're kind of split 50-50. Half the camp does actually really want to come serve us and, fulfill the prophecy, while the other camp is really set in their ways, and while they will begrudgingly fulfill the prophecy of coming with us and traveling the stars, they don't really want to. Yeah, the Drover is the name of the monster. I wish to know more about the Drover. That thing is ancient and huge. My great-grandfather saw it in the roots back way. We've known about it for ages, but this is the first time it got this close. The humming noise, the pain that comes and goes, is that a result of its cry? Batoshki silently claps his hands twice, applauding your quick wit. What should we expect from it? It keeps its weak spots out of sight among the roots, and it's almost impossible to get there, unless you make it angry enough that it comes out. So first you'll have to deal with its armored shoots. There are different kinds of them, and we've given them different names based on how they act. Barricades, maces, growths, and flowers. Tell me about the maces. Jainer tells me you've seen them already. You'll recognize it at once. It's a long vine with thorns at the end. The colonel bears several ugly scars on his arm. It carves you up deep. You'll bleed to death before you can blink. The creature can also spit its suckers at you. One slip up, and you're a shriveled husk. If you manage to hack it up good, it'll try to dive back into the roots to regrow elsewhere, but there's a trick to it. Catch it with a burst of fire, and the mace loses its nerve and stays put. Barricades? That doesn't sound very apt. They're not dangerous in themselves, but the drover uses them to block a path. They're thick and dense. Watch yourself when you're smashing them. They're bristling with thorns. Strike it the wrong way, and you're sure to get skewered. You have to hurry. Any cuts in it, Any cuts in it healed quickly. Isdrick holds out his palm, displaying a scar from a wound that went right through. Clearly the work of one of those thorns. What are the growths? Like a bunch of abscesses, they are. They ripen right on the roots. Then a swarm of carnivorous midges bursts out. Smash the growths early, otherwise more of the bastards will hatch. A web of small bites on the man's shoulders alludes to the size of the insects. Flowers? Sounds harmless enough. Deceptively so, I assume. I'll... Watoshi smirks, burying his shin hideously scarred by an acid burn. It spits globs of caustic sap. Anything they hit gets sizzled. It also sprays pollen for some reason. It seems harmless enough. If you see a flower dissolve into a puddle of acid, don't think it's safe for a second. It's just another trick. Wait a little while, and that flower will be back up again. You said that the shoots are armored? The drover inserts its growth and mazes into old bones and wears them like we wear clothes or armor. But there's a trick to it. Fire makes the drover tremble, and that makes the growths either break their armor or shake it off. Isdrick makes a dismissive motion with his hand and then scoffs. And no, I didn't get any scars from the armor. How do I kill the creature? Oh, as I said, the drover itself hides in a tangle of roots. It'll only come out if you chop down a whole bunch of its shoots. But here's the thing. No one's ever been able to kill it. Usually it just runs away. But we don't have weapons like yours. So it fears fire. Don't you have any incendiary weapons? The colonel fixes you with a fierce glare, but nonetheless unclips a pair of hand flingers from his belt. Here, weapons of the first call up. Rare and precious. When your time comes, detonate them before you die. Hmm. Man, the basic hand flamers too. Like, I get it from a narrative perspective, but like, we are in chapter 4, you know? Thank you for your advice. He simply grunts in response. It cost me nothing to give it. Ulfar's thunderous laugh makes Patoshki start. I like this mortal, Aitvadar. Had he been born on Fendis, a wolf priest would have chosen him. What a joy would it be! What a joy it would be to watch him take the task of Mordecai. You fought it then? A long time ago. I'd just become colonel. Out it came. Not very close, but still close enough to be a problem. It almost gobbled up. It almost gobbled up one of the outposts. My father and I took a squad and went out to attack it. They all perished, and my father took our remaining grenades and leapt into the drover's maw. The beast ate its fill and slunk away. I should have found my atonement there, but I made it out. If I hadn't been exposed to so much of its poison as a child, I would have died there. What is that thing anyways? Where did it come from? Excuse me? Who knows? It's not really a beast, more of a weed. Though it shows more wit than your average recruit. And the way it uses bones, and how it's always popping up here and there. We've even got legends about this thing. Is there any way I can prepare myself for its poisons? The colonel raises his eyebrow and looks at you with grim amusement. We prepare while we're still recruits. You can try the raw extract, but it'll be really foul. Even if you don't give your soul to the God Emperor, your body still might not adapt. What is this raw extract? We brew it up from those killed by the drover's poison. If you're not so badly poisoned that you die, or wish you died, then for a while, all kinds of poisons won't be any more dangerous to you than water. If I characterize the described method of increasing resistance to toxic substances as deleterious and unsuitable for application. Recommendation: avoid profane methods of bodily fortification. You know, I think I'll decline. It's not worth the risk. A sensible decision. You don't have the kind of conditioning we do. Judging by Patochki's tone, a sensible decision was intended as an insult. Thank you for sharing your experience, Colonel. Whatever you may think of me, I won't send someone to be butchered just for a laugh. We found a shuttle in the system. It contained a recording of a distress signal that came from the regiment. The colonel nods thoughtfully, shrugging his shoulders. In the first call-up second decade, our ancestors found a flying machine somewhere. They decided they needed to make their presence known. So one soldier got in it and flew off to transmit a distress signal. No one ever heard from him again. His name was Ruban Kuroshkovich. His name, Ruban Kuroshkovich, is written on the memorial wall. I opened Siberian's stasis container. His logs were inside, and within them, orders for your regiment. With all due respect to your most holy ancestor, his orders are of little use to us now. Keep them. After all, it is your legacy. That'll be all, Colonel. As you wish. Batoshki mutters sourly in response, and stares after you as you walk away. Alright.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
To the Drover's Lair. Okay, that was a long save. Yeah, with all the fire stuff, I do kind of wish I brought Argenta instead of Juliet, so I can have more fire, but it's not that big a deal. Hi, Masato. You comfy down there, buddy? My dog came in and just lying down next to my feet. Oh, hello. Yes, stick. Good job, Pascal. What the fuck? Oh, hate that. What I could probably do is actually give Pascal. Oh no, you can't use flame. Really? That's surprising. I don't have any melters either. Oh no, there's a soul. I could give him the Meltagun. Imagine you gonna swap on the Meltagun for now. And then... yeah, no one can use the hand flaming, so I do feel kind of bad taking those from him now. Down some loot over here. Fire grenades. Oh, that's a great point. Load everyone up with fire grenades. Got a whole bunch of them. I don't know how many of these I'm actually gonna end up using, but you know, we have a whole bunch of them, so might as well. Really, yeah. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's go down this way and deal with the growth, I think.
Die, inhuman scum!
Because these are gonna summon things. We're gonna fight across, I think. 3,000 HP. Oh, goodness gracious. It's not actually letting me... wow, it actually has a health bar on top? Okay. Neat. Wow. Alright. I can't do a lot. Can I move? Can I do anything? Can I move? Can I do literally anything? It's not letting me do anything. I might need to go down the other side because it's literally not letting me move or do anything. Click, 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 click.
I am not your Xenos.
You could do that.
Monkey.
Can't click anything anywhere though. What is going on? Can I take a turn, please? I don't have any effects that are preventing me from doing it. Uh-huh.
So shall it be. None can do better than a warrior of the All-Father!
Is it because I have like no resolve? I'm so confused. Why can't I do anything? I'm not sure if it's supposed to be that I can't do anything right now or not, or if the game's bugging out.
Pain and duty go hand in hand.
Okay.
Von Valancius!
Can I move? Can I do anything? I guess I just wasted a fucking desperate measure? Question mark? I don't understand what's happening. Okay, can I actually move now? Okay, I think the game's actually just bugged. Because it's not letting me move at all. Went through a whole round of combat, still can't do anything. So I'm guessing I'm gonna go down the other side and see if it will actually let me play the game. Sato, you are in a very inconvenient spot being right there. I hope you know this. But I'm just gonna gently nudge you away. There's a bed. Don't lay on the bed. So, buddy. Chill. It's okay, puppy. That did not mean come back over to me.
None shall stand in my way.
Okay, let's go down again. Try this again. Like, am I not supposed to go down? Yep, saw this. Gonna do real quickly is give Pascal the Melta. Just want as much fire as possible. I'm just gonna go down this way.
Follow my lead.
Will
Smite
this
the
work?
Xenos.
Okay, there we go. Now I can actually kind of move my units. So that's good. That's a big upside. Hmm. Actually do stuff. There we go. I can actually do stuff now. That is very nice, being able to actually play the game now.
I am a navigator, not a servitor. If only that were possible. Battlefields are always drowned in scarlet.
It will be done. Popular target.
Cool.
Victory is imminent. Greyhair.
Cool.
My Caramite hide is strong.
There we go. Game was just being a buggy mess.
If I may. Me. If you insist, Lord Captain. Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Ding.
Request approved.
Hi, Masato. You actually can go that way.
The Omnissiah knows all, comprehends all.
As I'm looking at it, I don't think I can actually go that way at all.
Binaric overwrite. The scriptural prognosis.
Kill zone stratagem, scythe attack.
My vow is to serve.
Just want to be right underneath my feet today, huh, Mrs. Masato? I don't know why you feel that way today.
Born predator does not become prey.
I go with there. Can I shoot shit? No, I can't. Of course, why would I be able to? Shoot shit from here. Yes. Okay, cool.
I move as if unseen.
Move behind the Space Wolf, do that. Big guy.
This tedium is
I want
beneath.
to take out the growth, that's for sure.
If I
Yeah, we're gonna do wild
Pay with
hunt.
your blood in the name of Kaela Mensha Kane. No weakness is hidden
Damage
from
to
my
you.
son.
another foe slips beyond the veil.
Okay, camera, chill. Don't like that. That's not promising.
If it serves your cause.
That. Look at.
I am not your
You-
Xenos pet monkey.
Get. Oh,
If
kind
it
of the
serves
growth
your
there.
cause.
Let's move a point. Right. You.
This tedium
If
is
that.
beneath.
Not remotely as much damage as I was hoping for.
If I must.
That, and blink. Cool. Less cool.
I understand your intent.
Ancestors guide me.
I'll pass.
Let's try to deal
Oh,
with you.
too easy.
Just a minor setback.
Oh, okay, bye. I guess.
Not my specialty. Suits my purposes.
Chunk and give live
Not a
bait
problem
to
for me.
Boulevard.
Nothing I can't do.
Beans. Only hits that one. Fine, I suppose.
I don't have time for this.
Good bird. Shh. Yeah, let's do
Cubs play.
that.
In disgrace. Wolves reign.
Gonna move up here. Get a nice
So
kicky.
it shall be.
Wonk. Oh, what do you mean I can't flamethrower?
None can do this better
You
than
can't
a
tell me I
warrior
can't
of the
flamethrower when I want a
All-Father.
flamethrower.
Cubs play. I will carve runes out of your bones.
Okay, pop that guy. Let's do that.
Wolves reign.
That. Let's go here. Let's go here.
See how the wolves succeed.
Look around Cerebian's crypt. A strike of terror pierces the
I
heart.
cannot be leashed.
Uh-huh. In Interesting. I swap Pascal's weaponry back over. Athletics.
A space wolf
Oh,
never
hello.
fails
Chain
in
of
their
crystals.
duty.
Grants plus 10 to lore warp. Whenever the wearer hits a demon or a psychic for the first time in combat, the target suffers minus 13 willpower and deception and minus 1 psi rating at the end of combat. Does not stack. Interesting.
It's about time.
None are better at searching.
Tattered journal. This primitive journal is assembled from processed leaves and it's covered in text scrawled in an uneven hand. During a quick perusal, you notice several entries without dates. Vedka says I'm a psyker, a cursed one, like in old legends. When I learned the truth, I wanted to end it all on one last mission. But Vedka said that the God Emperor has a different design for me. The handbook says that psyker can reach out to other worlds. I must try. Atonement for the one. For me. I'm trying. The God Emperor as my witness. I'm trying. I draw the symbols I see in my dreams. I scream without words, but there's only silence in return. I thought it would be simple and easy. You call out, someone calls back. But I've waited 20 nights by the campfire now, and nothing. Vedka comes by sometimes to encourage me. She said next time she would bring something special. The extract worked. I'm not sure what Vedka put in it, but I fell asleep almost instantly, and in my dreams I heard the call. A scream, a howl, a song all at once. It answered my pleas. It heard me. All this time, I've been doing it all wrong. There's no atonement. Not for any of this. No one will answer from the stars. What sang in my dreams came at my summons. It is the Trover. The creature Isdrig warned us about. He's getting closer, slithering towards me, reaching out with its growth. I should have left when I learned I was a psyker. Vedka, if you read this, damn you. It was you who gave me hope. You who made me scream into the void. You who brought the drover to the cage. Only one thing remains for me now. To try and kill it before it reaches the cage. My final mission. Oh. Gonna hold on to that. The partially decomposed human body has been considerably disfigured. You can still make out the signs of mutation on the rotting face. Yeah, we'll yoink that. Cassie, if you would.
I've read about this.
The symbols on the ground hold no sorcerer's power. Their creator, the creator attempted to invoke both the God Emperor and the forces of the Warp, but was ignorant of how to do either.
Victory awaits.
Thickest Slayer. 9 to 14. Um, it's like a normal flamer. I mean, it does more burning. 9 to 14, 18 burning. 9 to 14, 10 burning. Like, I mean, it's alright. It's 3 max 7 rate of fire 1. I'm a 6. I'm a 3. 5 armor pen. 5. Like, it's more burning damage, and that's literally it as far as I can tell. Like, I'll take it. Thanks.
A new challenge for me.
Hey, great grandpapa. The air is suffocatingly thick with the spicy scent of spores. A modest-looking sarcophagus stands before you. At its base rests a desiccated corpse, clad in robes bearing an insignia. Inspect the sarcophagus. Your ancestors' final resting place is so simple, it would be an affront to the tastes of any rogue trader. Inspect the body. A cluster of flowers has bloomed across the remains of the unfortunate agent of the Golden Throne, having literally drained the last of his life fluids. A miraculously unscathed Vox scribe rests within its inner pocket. Most of the messages cataloged by the Machine Spirit have long since been erased from its memory, save for the last. Acolyte Watcher, Temple Cell. Attention from the locals has been avoided. We lost Acolyte's Keykeeper, Oculus, and Dusk. Bastion Cell has ceased all contact. Void Cell has gone in search of Bastion. A search of the subject's suspected burial site yielded no results. No body was found. It appears it was never buried. No traces of heresy required. No traces of heresy requiring cleansing. We continue to search for traces of Siberian von Valancius and to purge possible new traces of his heresies. The next marker is the Xeno ruins of the coordinates recorded in the Vox scribe's memory. Siberian reportedly surveyed them shortly before his death. The old rusted Vox scribe contains the coordinates of the Xeno ruins where Siberian von Valancius was sighted. Open the sarcophagus. The small plants clinging to the sarcophagus snap with soft, wet squelches as they move a surprisingly light lid. Inside, you see nothing but a gaping hollow. Neither your ancestor's body nor his legendary sword lie in the sarcophagus. Leave the fake tomb. Alright, well I guess we can leave Zarkov now.
I'll lay claim to the stars.
Okay. Hi, Mr. Misato. Comfy down there, buddy? Hey, puppy. Oh, right. We gotta hit that first. My bird is still affected by the screeching. No, I do still find it really interesting how, like, the whole DLC is, like, hyped up around, Drazyn and his museum. But, like, hey guys, like, so much of it's, like, chasing down your ancestor, doing stuff for the implementation throne, with, like, no sign of Necrons. The Merovingians surrounding you seem tense, although you no longer feel any pressure in your head. They seem to still be suffering from the lingering effects of the Drover's screech. Izdrik Batoshki fixes you with an expectant look. The Drover is dead. We know, Arab Siberian. As soon as it died, we could all breathe a little easier. There, in the depths, I discovered a corpse. Batoshki watches you expectantly, like a beast coiled to spring, but the Captain Quartermaster's eyes widen in terror, her lips silently mouthing, "Don't." I shall have my people transport it to the flagship. I wish to examine it. The Colonel shrugs his shoulders. As you wish. It's no longer any concern of mine. As it turns out, the Inquisition was on Zarkov. I discovered their bodies. What new blight is this? Wait, that word sounds familiar. We have songs about the God Emperor's secret servants, but we would never have been able to recognize them. But why? They're dead. Batoshki cuts her off. What is dead is no longer a threat and could wait. We have more pressing matters. I presume this isn't a ceremonial visit? Batoshki looks gravely at you, then nods to himself. The time has come to renew our oath. We're going to the square now, and in the presence of the fallen and my people, we shall face each other in the trial match. Abelard studies Batoshki's face intently. A curious tradition. I trust you are fully aware of what will happen to you and your entire penal regiment should the rogue trader von Valanci suffer so much as a scratch. Captain Donosky nods to you, then turns to the people gathered around. Deis von Valancius, heir to Siberian and our rightful ruler, has proven himself by slaying the drover. If a seed of doubt still lingers in your hearts, it is time to tear it out by the roots. Watch. Let's settle this cleanly, shall we, Patoshki? The colonel's stifled growl makes the surrounding Moravians shudder. Oh, we're using combat knives each. Fair enough. A dense ring of people surrounds a platform suspended on chains. No one shouts any encouragement to you or the colonel. In grim, solemn silence, the Moravians keep their eyes on you and Batoshki, armed with traditional knives. Captain Quartermaster Donosky's voice rings out crisp and clear, as if on parade. For centuries, we have awaited this moment, hoping to witness it. And now we are here. We have survived from the first call up unto our own. Tell us then, your lordship, do you revoke the final order of your most holy ancestor, Siberian? Yeah, this uses specifically my stuff. You shall be freed from the final order, and together we shall strengthen the power of House von Valancius. Did you hear that? Our exile on Zarkov has come to an end! It's a bit early for you to start giving orders. We haven't had the trial match yet. Batoshki's quiet voice easily cuts through the noise of the crowd. The colonel, who looks like a predator at any other time, does not bare his teeth, or smile in bloodthirsty anticipation, nor does he look at you with hatred. He is entirely focused, his gaze cold and calculating. Atonement for the one, Lord Heir, be it for you or for me. Yeah, toss it from hand to hand, I suppose. The colonel toss a knife from hand to hand, distracting Batoshki. Agility test succeeded. The colonel deflects the first strike, the second, and the third, but you are faster, and he misses the fourth one by a fraction of a second. Batoshki circles you, looking for a weakness in your defenses before striking. He remains utterly indifferent to the blood flowing from his wound. Deus von Valancius, who descended from the stars, stands before us now, fighting for the right to command the 32nd Marov Regiment. Vedka's voice rings out over the crowd. Tell us, your lordship, what use have you for us? I'm starting to go kind of Irish with that. I don't mean to. You belong to the dynasty, and the dynasty never abandons its own. Hear me! We are the part of the Von Valancius dynasty. No longer are we nameless guardsmen. We are the shield of the rogue trader now! Your eyes catch the glint of Batoshki's knife, coated in something greenish. The colonel has used the moment you spent answering Donosky to coat his knife in poison. Geez, mine is 40. Poison, Colonel? That doesn't seem like fair play. This poison isn't meant to kill you. only weaken you slightly. I'll finish you off myself. Take the hit and close in. Succeeded. That was a 48% chance in my favor. Whew. You duck under the strike, and the blade cuts through skin and muscle on your shoulder blade. Driven by adrenaline and a thirst for victory, your body shrugs off the pain and the weakness of the poison. Your counterattack hits Patoshki square in the chest. Any other man would have howled in pain, but the old soldier only left out a raspy snarl, ignoring the bloody froth on his lips. We will go to the stars, but what will you give us there, beyond this world, Deus von Valancius? Vetka's voice cracks. Minus 130, minus 40. 242, minus 40 for your Lore Imperium. I shall give you the chance to be a part of humanity, rather than its enemies. To become part of the greater cause, not to despise penal outcasts, but those who have found atonement, those who survived, those who prevailed. I'm trying to like shift like a Russian accent, but I'm failing so hard and I just keep going back to Irish. And I'm so sorry, guys. The crowd nods in agreement with Janoski, their eyes fixed on you with open admiration. Isdrick spits blood and snarls. Now you understand why you resisted the drover's scream with such ease. The howl of the beast in his mind is far louder. With a roar, he lunges at you, locking you in a crushing embrace. The knife slips from your hand, clattering to the floor. Stare into Patoshki's eyes. It's over, Colonel. I've already won. Release me this instant. His green eyes widen. Feral rage gives way to another, deeper feeling. He releases his iron grip and takes a step back. Isdrick steps back, shaking his head as he struggles to recover. The wounds on his body would have killed any other man, yet Patoshki stands in spite of it all, simply refusing to stop. And yet, he raises his hands. The trial match is over. It is time for the oath. Your orders, Commander. Tears glisten in Betka's remaining eye. I'm giving you one last chance, Isdrick. The Colonel looks at you in surprise, then nods. Yes, your lordship. Captain Donoski nods at you. 32nd Metal Regiment, to renew your oath to the Von Valancius dynasty. Fall in! Wow, that is a lot of dudes. I'm warrior in defense of his dominion. I'm the sword, shield, and hammer of the Imperium. My transgressions shall be atoned for in his service. For his gaze, I swear to be true to my oath and vow to hold fast to my courage in the face of all enemies of humanity, and to unflinchingly meet my death. I'm just doing a catch-all gruff voice, because I'm not going to try to identify who's talking for this. And until Holy Terror calls me home, Deus von Valancius shall be his voice, until the God Emperor speaks otherwise through the mouth of the Adeptus Ministorum. Patoshki looks like a broken man, but at the same time, his face shows a strange relief. Well, that's it. The oaths have been renewed. We put our lives and fates in your hands, Lord Captain. We await your orders regarding Zarkov and the regiment. Now, so I'll need a commander for the Zarkovian troops, and the position of Archmilitant also happens to be open. The newly sworn regiment stares at you, awaiting one of the first appointments in centuries. Colonel Patoshki, you will be my new Archmilitant. I never dreamed of such a thing, your lordship, but I took the oath, and I accept the post. Oh, wait a second. Oh, wait, no! I misunderstood, hold on. Oh, no, I'm not, I wanna fix that real quickly. Oh, no, wait. Hold on. Let me reload that. I misunderstood that. I thought I was making Patoshki like the Archmilitant. I was making Donosky what's it called? The commander of the Zagovians. I didn't realize I was picking one to come with me. Hold on, let me go back. I'm resetting that. I can blitz do this real quickly. Oopsie poodle. I misunderstood. Hey guys, yeah, we're just gonna blow through this real quick. Shoot, I made a mistake there. Continue, Drover's dead. I'm a fuel transport to the flagship. Inquisition, do-do-do. Rolling visit, yep. Let's solve this cleanly, shall we? I'm gonna need to win that coin flip again. Commerce. Got that one. Toss a knife. Succeeded, cool. Dipsy never abandons its own. Take the hit and dodge in. Cool, he still succeeded. All those. We like that. Lord Imperium. Persuasion. I'm giving. Oh, that's not what I meant to do. Fucking beans. Okay, fine. That's only like 30 seconds. I can get this right, guys. I swear I can get this right. Beans. I misclicked. I did not want to banish him. I'm glad it autosaved here, though. I'm really happy that it autosaved there. Because there are times where it just doesn't autosave for like a couple like loading screens. You get no autosave. That's happened to me once or twice before. I want to fix a mistake so I can do what I meant to do. Yep, Drover's dead in the depths. Do that. Let's sell this cleanly in dialogue. Continue. Commerce, continue. Toss a knife. Failed it that time. When you strike, Patoshki's reflexes did not fail him. Steel clashes against steel, throwing off sparks. Several slashing blows strike the colonel's body, but he pays them no heed. Patoshki circles you, looking for a weakness in your defenses before striking. He remains utterly indifferent to the blood flowing from his wounds. Never abandons its own. Take the hit and close in. Still past that one. Lord Imperium, chance to be part of humanity. Staring through his eyes, it's over. And now. wait a second. It's over, Colonel. I already won. Release me this instant. His green eyes widen. Feral rage gives way to another, deeper feeling. He releases his iron grip and takes a step back. The Colonel's strength fails him, and he drops heavily to his knees. Whatever force drives him, it still keeps the old beast from falling, but he has no strength left to continue the fight. And yet, he rises. He draws himself up to his full height, standing rigidly to attention. Blood-streaked and broken, he salutes you. The trial match is over. I, Izdrik Batoshki, step down as commander of the 32nd Marov Penal Regiment. It's up to you now, your lordship. The colonel's body slumps to the floor. Signs falls over the platform. That's weird. Why? Is it because I failed one that it just is slightly different? That's weird. Captain Quartermaster, call for formation. Yeah, that's the same thing. Interesting. It must be because I failed one of the checks that it's slightly different. Oh, wait. Patoshki's gone now. Uh-huh. Wait, this is weird. So many call-ups later, and here it is, the oath as written in the handbook. Our regiment has found its purpose and returned to duty. All that remains is for you to decide, your lordship, what to do with Zarkov and our regiments. I shall need a commander for the Zarkovian troops, and the position of Arch-Militant also happens to be open. Weird. I'm just confused as to why Donoski's just gone if I fail one skill check. The newly sworn in regiment stares at you, awaiting one of the first appointments in centuries. Well, Donoski, are you ready to go to the stars? Like, I guess I'm fine with this because I still get to make Donoski the Arch-Militant, I think. Instead of leaving her behind. I'm just really confused now. I really wish I didn't misclick that first time. Or well, not misclick, but I wish I understood it better that first time. The captain's face beams with an inner light. I've been preparing for this my whole life, Lord Captain. From now on, Zarkov is a colony of the Von Volantius Protectorate, and it is time to appoint a governor. The newly sworn-in regiment stares at you, awaiting one of the first appointments in centuries. I feel like if Batoshki was here, I could pick him. Choose someone who did not wish to leave Zarkov. Such a person would take care of their home better than anyone else, I'm sure. It will be done, Lord Captain. Finally, time to get back to recap, baths, and a hot meal. Victus, where's my shuttle? Like, I would have liked to set Patoshki as the governor, but I don't want to reset again just to pass all the skill checks. I'll reset to fix misclicks. I'm not going to reset to save scum skill checks. Victus's voice is interrupted by static. You can still make it out. Lord Captain, you're alive. An extraction team was already on its way to search for you, transmitting your coordinates to their shuttles. Like, I would have really liked to have Batoshki be the governor, but I don't think it's gonna matter that much. Donkosh.
It's about time.
There's some loot to grab over here, apparently. Oh yeah, it's that, isn't it? It's this loot way down here, isn't it? Oh no, those things are still open. Not like that. Those vines are still around. It's not worth it. It's not worth it. We're just going. We just leaving. Okay. I am confused what happened to Patochki. That, like, he didn't seem like he died. I'm just kind of confused there, honestly. It did not seem like he died. So I'm not sure why he's just suddenly not at all around anymore. We'll get that. Got some more fellowship. That. I really wish I understood that better. Messed up my flawless run. Oh, projects. Xenobiologist Chapel. The janitors of the exploratory fleet request permission to study Zarkov's xenoflora. For granting the janitors resources and land to erect chapels of the xenobiologists, the rogue trader shall master the secrets revealed beneath their vaults. Multi-component alloy feature. Ooh. Planetary sutures. The gargantuan roots have disfigured the face of Zarkov, tearing the planet apart from within. Within the rogue trader's manufactoriums, titanic braces of blessed adamant shall be cast. They shall bite into the planet's severed flesh and reseal it, restoring its primal form. The toll for a unified Zarkov shall be paid in years of destructive earthquakes. Oh, not so sure about that. Survival of the fittest feature. Well, if I was a dot build, that'd be really good. Crucible of Zarkov. Void ships shall fill their holds with the dregs of the Protector and offload them upon Zarkov. In this crucible of the human spirit, the weak shall burn and the strong shall be purified and tempered, joining the rogue trader's elite forces. I think I'm gonna go with the Xenobiologist, honestly. Or, no, let's go... What makes the most sense for this character? Because that one doesn't make sense for this character, and that'll just make sense for my personal run. When I get around there. I'm way behind on that. I haven't touched that in ages, actually. This kind of makes sense, but the earthquakes I'm not sure about. Sure, planetary sutures. And now we have all these. Let's go right into rank 4s if we wanted to. Oculus Station. The Imperial Navy seeks a planet within the sector whose orbit would support a way station, well equipped with weaponry and void docks. The rogue trader will graciously offer Zarkov's orbit, effectively placing the planet under the shield of the Nabis Imperialis. Yeah, that's worth it. Boop. The Expanse is yet to see warriors is skilled and second to none. The Expanse is yet to see warriors is skilled and resilient as the sons and daughters of Zarkov. The Fellowship of the Void promises to pay handsomely for the chance to recruit Zarkovians to execute their dark designs. Who else but the God Emperor's Anointed has the power to override the Imperium's laws for the welfare of the Protectorate? I mean, sure. Smuggler's Vaults. Atop the colossal roots that pierce Zarkov's skies, well out of sight lies a realm where agonizing death claims those lacking a rebreather and void suit. There, hidden vaults accessible only by small shuttles will be constructed. The coal traders will gain the right to use them provided they share a portion of their cargo with the rogue trader. Sure. Letters patent. Legitimizing the governor's authority with a noble title will hasten Zarkov's integration into the Imperium. To honor the newly appointed ruler, the factions of the Expanse shall dispatch offerings to Zarkov, fostering the planet's prosperity. Sure, that gives us more plasteel, which is actually really good too. Ooh, int bonus divide by 3 deflection, that's neat. Frontier Conquest. The Rogue Trader's holdings on Zarkov grow only through a constant bloody war with the planet's aggressive xenoflora. To drive it back, military engineers will erect massive fortifications, unleashing a torrent of fire from the nozzles of thousands of flamers. Yeah. Promethium rigs. Deep within the ripped open bowels of Zarkov lie the decayed remains of colossal structures. Smoking Promethium rigs shall turn the ash of the planet's ancient rulers into Promethium. Alright. Frontier Transport. 40 speed. 30 or less. Ooh, that's neat. The VMP. Oh, neat. Zarkov's rampant vegetation turns the paths between settlements into a tangled labyrinth fraught with deadly perils. The Adeptus Mechanicus shall supply the planet with swift flying machines equipped with razor-sharp blades. Yes, please. I have to choose between these two. Shadows of Zarkov. From the scouts of the 32nd Regiment, daring volunteers shall be recruited into a specialized reconnaissance corps known as the Shadows of Zarkov. They shall bear the lifelong duty of charting maps and searching for safe passages to the planet's lower levels. Okay, that seems pretty neat. Zarkovian Soldier Army. Toxic cannot fall prone, be pushed, or staggered. Their dodge penalty is reduced. The material this armor is made of is extremely flammable. Okay. So there's double burning damage upon taking damage, so 6 levels of burning. Wow, that's brutal. Gains conditioning features. Militarium Imperialis. For centuries, Zarkov's military affairs languished without proper oversight by the Astra Militarum. The planet shall see the construction of infrastructure required to quarter and supply troops, while the Protectorate's best drill masters arrive to train the fighters of the 32nd Regiment in accordance with the Tactica Imperialis. Honestly... Yeah, let's go Shadows of Zarkov. Oh, and that one... Militarium Imperialis. Yeah, so I have to choose between these ones. Yeah, I have to choose between Crusader for the Lost Gifts or the FG of his Wrath. That I didn't realize. The more you know. Crusade for the Lost Gifts. The few scouts who survived the descents to the Roots bases report stumbling upon ancient, powerful augmetics from the time of the first call-up. The governor requests the Rogue Trader's permission to launch Crusade for the Lost Gifts. Thousands of soldiers shall plunge into the depths to recover the sacred iron, and though nearly all the volunteers shall perish in the ravenous darkness at the bottom of Zarkov, the glory of the 32nd Regiment's deeds and sacrifices shall echo through the entire expanse. Single mark upon this augmetic. First round. Ooh. More temporary wounds for Abelard, maybe. The enemy of my enemy. By studying the flora enveloping Zarkov, the genitors of the Adeptus Mechanicus have harnessed its genome and achieved the most wholly selective synthesis. The resulting invasive hybrid shall sweep across the planet like a withering plague, turning native species to dust and exposing hidden deposits of rare metals. FG of his Wrath. Let's introduce this. I'm gonna get Crusade for the Lost Gifts. Augmetics cults. To ignite the zeal of the subjects and reinforce their devotion, the Rogue Trader will allocate funds for the erection of shrines where the Zarkovians may pray to the ancient augments bestowed upon them during the first call-up. Tech priests invited from the exploratory fleet shall maintain the sacred iron and recite litanies of metal fortification over it. Only a loyal servant of God Emperor could enjoy the searing heat emitting from this augmetic. At the end of their turn, the user deals 8 times dogmatic rank fire damage to all creatures located exactly 5 cells away from them. Xenos and demons suffer 50% more damage. I mean, the fact that it's exactly 5 squares away is like, oh, that's kind of annoying spacing, but I mean, I'll still do it. No reason not to. Patron Saints. Many regiments have patron saints. With their loyalty, the 32nd Regiment proved they deserve this honor. Lavish offerings to the Order of Saint Judicis shall grant the people of Zarkov the right to fight under the inspiring protection of Saint Cognatius. Motive Force Reservoir. Oh, that's also for, what's his name? That's exclusively for Yugon. Because as far as I know, Yugon's the only one that can get, the potential energy force thing. I didn't read it. I should have read it. That's my bad. Zarkov's legacy. Over centuries of survival on Zarkov, the history of the 32nd Regiment has been enriched by the names of valiant warriors, each worthy of a monument inspired by them. Each worthy of a monument. Inspired by them, the Rogue Trader's subjects shall find new courage and more willingly embrace the inevitable atonement for the One. Running low on plasteel again. The funeral detachment shall be reformed into the Conventus Veneficarum, a churching guild specializing in Zarkov's toxins. The guild's works will help crush the enemies of the Protectorate while fortifying its defenders. Boop. Zarkov's first spaceport. A fleet of void ships shall rain fire from their lance weapons upon a designated location, turning the dense thicket to ash and purging the land to build the first spaceport in Zarkovian history. Boop. That's gonna be another 4 plasteel. It's another 3 plasteel. Hanging Manufactorums. The Rogue Traders engine series shall construct a production complex designed for Zarkov's harsh conditions. Hive-like manufactorums will cling to the monstrous roots, while long-limbed factory servo platforms crawl between them like titanic spiders. That actually sounds really fucking cool. Neat. Yeah, I'm not sure what I did that's been doubling the profit factor I gained from doing this, but I'll take it. But yeah, potential energy. Okay, Augmetics Manufactorum, or Psycho Signal Suppressors. Augmetics Manufactorum. Each day, the God Emperor's servants suffer the loss of limbs and organs in unceasing conflict with the planet's xenoflora. By the grace of the Rogue Trader, Manufactorums dedicated to sacred augmetics will be established in the settlements where the tech priests of the Omnissiah shall fuse the sacred iron of the augments with the flesh of wounded soldiers, thereby granting them the chance to resume their service to the dynasty. I don't really want to do this because it's going to be like the last of my plasteel. And I want to do gift bearers. I don't know if I'm going to want to do gift bearers or not. I haven't read that yet. Oh, well, good news. I can... Okay. I see. Galvanic Oubliette Majoris. Yeah, it even specifies Yugon's armor. Psycho Signal Suppressors. The sophisticated minds of the tech priests of Kiavagama have developed a wondrous device capable of dampening the mind-maddening shrieks of the drovers. Erecting these psycho-signal suppressors near the settlements will allow the rogue trader subjects to labor for the benefit of the dynasty, unaffected by these sanity-draining whales. I actually really like that. Oh, I can also get Augmetics Manufactorum. I see. So I kind of have to choose. Blocks the first Zarkovian regiment. It blocks both of them, so I have to pick from here. Wow, plus 5 base damage on all range attacks. That's pretty neat. Frontier Phantoms. Through centuries of life on Zarkov, the soldiers of the 32nd Regiment have evolved into natural killers, as silent and unseen as shadows but forged to endure any hardships. Their signature tactic relies on the use of vocal organs harvested from the drovers, which emit mind-crushing wails. This weaponry shatters the minds of their foes, yet possesses little harm to the Zarkovians, who've been accustomed to these cries since childhood. There's no reason to share such skilled warriors with the Astra Militarum. Therefore, all soldiers of Zarkov shall swear fealty directly to the von Valancius dynasty, becoming the rogue trader's personal guard. Huh. Gift Bearers. Chosen warriors of Zarkov shall undergo the ritual of extensive augmentation, vastly increasing their combat skills through rare and powerful implants. These elite fighters shall become known throughout the expanse as the Gift Bearers, preserving the memory of the von Valancius dynasty's largesse. The sacred duty of the Gift Bearers shall be to extract implants from fallen comrades to put them on the future brothers and sisters in arms. Interesting. The 1st Zarkovian Regiment. What do I get from Gift Bearers? A Cerebral Inverter. Intelligence. Image. To Xenos plus 1 to humans plus 4 demons. Reduced by 10. Huh. Interesting. If anything, I kind of want to do this on a dogmatic run. The first Zarkovian Regiment. The Moravian 32nd Regiment perished long ago, yet from its ashes the 1st Zarkovian Regiment shall be reborn. It shall not stand alone. Now that the planet possesses the necessary infrastructure, the rogue trader, with the aid of the Departamento Munitorum, shall initiate regular conscription, ensuring that Zarkovians bring glory to their new home in the war against the endless enemies of humanity. Arc rifles, magnum blades, transonic wave. That's just for Yugon, really. I honestly really fuck with this. As an Iconoclast, I actually really like this one. I can still get the Augmetics Manufactorum because of it, so bonus. Cool. We're down to 1 plasteel. We need to find some plasteel. Okay. Oh, this still counts as chapter 2? Huh. Evans just has the drifting mains emergency phone. Gotta go to Omicron. Probably try to do both those chapter 2 quests next, most likely. Yeah, Furbundus. Yeah. That's Madazai, that's for Cassia, that's for you. Okay. Lord Captain, Zarkov is reporting a serious situation on the planet. The flora and fauna of the world have gone mad, attacking settlements with even greater force. The frenzy is blamed on a massive onslaught of beasts the reports call the drovers, and the piercing wails they emit. Your Lordship, it is time to go on the offensive. Now under the banner of von Valancius, and in the shadow of the Aquila's wings, we are ready to turn Zarkov into a full-fledged world of the Imperium. Do we know what has riled up the drovers? Negative, Lord Captain. We're operating solely on the Colonel Governor's theories. Perhaps you enraged the pack by slaving the drover beneath the cage, or it could be some planetary cycle we know nothing about. The dynasty's servants on Zarkov have already begun investigating, but that will take time and won't resolve the current situation. We must act without delay. Has such a massive occurrence of xenobeasts ever happened before? No, your lordship. The Colonel Governor stated that there is no mention of such phenomena in the annals of the 32nd Moreau Regiment. This is the Zarkov colony's first experience with this. That's not quite true. There is evidence that the planet was far more dangerous in the months after the first call-up landed. No one was carrying out any comprehensive surveys at the time, of course, or at least they didn't share them with the regiment. But after that, everything settled down. Now the appearance of the God Empress Chosen has struck terror into the Zarkov Xenocurse. That must be it. Does my retinue have anything to say on the matter? Why send soldiers to their death when Xeno heresy can be purged by righteous flame? We cannot burn recklessly, as the roots will ignite in an instant, and the wildfire will quickly get out of control. You must trap the beast between two fires, so that the backburn incinerates them and then burns itself out. Honestly, good call, Argenta. Every arbitrator knows how to hold a bastion of loyalty to the Imperium during planet-wide cataclysms. Hunkering down will result in a grueling siege, while a head-on counterattack will cause unnecessary losses. We need a shrewder approach. We'll move a portion of the populace into fortified areas to serve as bait for the beasts, while our assault teams flank the enemy and weaken them with targeted strikes. Maybe. Nuntius and I have successfully conducted several experiments on tissue samples from the drover you slew. It is a primitive creature, lacking any capacity for independent thought. It merely reacts to external stimuli, which is precisely its vulnerability. Drawing upon this fact, I have concocted a formula for a bio-tincture, one that is remarkably easy to manufacture. Once aerosolized, it will disorient the drovers and leave them vulnerable. Theoretically, at least, it would be fascinating to test this tincture in the field. Sister Argenta, show the Moravians how to properly burn out Xeno heresy. Like, honestly, really easy decision there. In the name of the God Emperor and humanity, your lordship, will bring the flames of his fury down upon Zarkov. And his blessed fire shall rain down upon the enemies of humanity. I'm sorry, dude, Donovsky's voice keeps changing. I'm trying to get like a mental Russian accent. Like test out a mentally test out a Russian accent in my head and try to like apply that, and I'm not doing a great job. I think the main thing is when I do a Russian accent, I usually do a deep voice. Oh, you're heavied up weapons guy, and this is my weapon. But when I try to pitch it up to be more feminine, it just comes out Irish. I think might be the thing, because I just have a deep voice. So, yeah, excuse me, sorry. Sorry for that being kinda not my best voice acting there. Jeez, I have one single plasteel. Controlled surges of fire scorched miles of roots, turning them to ash along with the shrieking drovers. A few settlements had to be lost, yet countless lives were saved through Sister Argenta's astute plan. The surviving drovers crawled back, to brood over their injuries in the dark of their lairs. Your lordship, a theory has emerged about what caused this. The dynasty's agents have investigated and discovered a strange signal that we cannot decipher or locate. However, it seems to affect the nervous system of these drovers in some way, driving them into a rage. Alas, that is all we know for now. And dialogue, and right into a new dialogue. Your Lordship, we've been approached by the explorators. Adeptus Mechanicus Genitors have developed a theory that the drovers are artificially created, and now they're requesting permission to study the flora and fauna of Zarkov. 3 tech priests are ready to lead the research congregation. They each have their own goals. Xenobiologist Oxilda Tavanti is mainly interested in the mysteries of genetic engineering. Major Tau Phi 0098 is primarily known for using his research to purge threats facing humanity. Kai's Tor Shaiga urges consideration on the benefits that could be derived from Zarkov. Their coming is such an honor, your lordship. Augmentation saved the Merovians once before, revealing the mights of the Adeptus Mechanicus and the gifts of the Omnissiah. Allow the tech priests to demonstrate their power again. Tell me more about these genitors. Oxilda Tavanti is primarily interested in the origin of species, the mechanism of evolution, and in interfering with its course. The vast majority of her interests find no practical application. Then again, her devotion to the quest for knowledge sometimes leads to breakthroughs in biological mysteries. Tau Phi 0098 once began his journey as a specialist of science of the Astra Militarum. I suppose that is what left its mark on him. Since then, all of his research has focused on combating nature and the creatures of various planets and biomes. He is seeking to expand humanity's habitable space, so his work is practical in nature. Oh, excuse me. Kai's Tor Shiga is teetering on the brink of being declared a heretic. I've also come across references to his ties to the coal trade and the Cosbolica mission. However, he has never crossed the line, or at least, he's never been caught. Does anyone have any counsel to offer? The analysis of the situation is complete. The conclusions are definitive. Zarkov is a highly dangerous world. The cycle of drover attacks must be disrupted. Allow Magos Tau Phi 0098 to lead the research efforts and secure the colony. I stand ready to initiate an exchange of knowledge and grant access to the tools of pious eradication from my personal archives. Shireen! Don't pass up this chance to make some coin. Kai Dorashaiga is a name I know well. I'm sure he shall not disappoint. His business acumen is astonishing for a tech priest, and his agile mind would put any other cultivator to shame. Even simply being acquainted with him has its benefits, which means we'll find plenty of fortune hunters and mercenaries we can send off on dangerous missions instead of your subjects. I should note that I had occasion to work with Oxilda on Styges 8. Janitor Majoris Tavanti possesses a keen intellect and her competence is beyond doubt. In her research, she is apt to grasp the very essence of the subject under investigation, not confining herself to superficial judgments. As such, when collaborating with her, we can be confident that the fruits of her work will be reliable and comprehensive. As for the practical application of those findings, you may leave that to me. You're right, Pascal. Work with Magos Tau Phi 0098 to defend the colony. I like how it says, you will lose these things as if it's like, but I don't have a chance to back out, so just say you lost, you know? You know what I mean? Petition registered and approved. I'm anticipating the opportunity to exchange knowledge with a brother of the faith. A wise decision, your lordship. Your devotions to the welfare of your subjects truly knows no bounds. The first Adeptus Mechanicus forces soon made planetfall on Zarkov, and their complex machinery was roused to wakefulness with the chanting of binaric prayers. Under the hard eyes of the Merovians, the Magos-led Genitors began preparations for their investigation. Yeah, I'm probably gonna get a whole bunch of these right now. Your Lordship, a message has arrived from Major Tau Phi 0098. He reports that his research has yielded results and that there is at least a chance to render Zarkov safe. The most significant finding is that the drovers have prey on psychers, and they are attracted to warp-active areas. These creatures were probably created specifically to destroy anything that exhibits warp activity. We can use this against them. The Colonel Governor proposes several possible strategies, either to organize mobile teams with psychers to lure the creatures from their lairs and exterminate them, or to draw the creatures to pre-prepared positions for destructions by executioner squads. Finally, the creatures could be led en masse to remote, uninhabited regions after assembling an expedition in the form of a great sacrificial procession. So I grew up on an ancient Xeno world of bioweapons. No, that can't be. No, no. And even if it were, he brought his footsteps to Zarkov, your lordship. We are pious, and in our hearts there's no room for Xeno heresy. I would like to know more about the Majos' research. The theory about interference in the evolution of species on Zarkov has been confirmed. In short, all flora and fauna bear the marks of ancient genetic interference. The drovers possess some sort of psi sensitivity, though they are utterly warp inert themselves. The Majos' theory is that the drovers were bred as a weapon against psychers or to clean up and suppress warp-infested areas. Based on research, it also appears that the present behavior of the drovers has nothing to do with the thinning of the veil between real space and the immaterium. The mysterious signal irritates their nervous system, driving them into a rage. It is a means of controlling them, and in theory, it is capable of more than just sending them into a frenzy, but so far the Adeptus Mechanicus is unable to uncover its secrets. The tech priests suppose that some sort of planetary security system was triggered, which riled up the local biosphere. Does anyone in my retinue have any ideas on how to use this? If we can know where and when the drovers will emerge and can lure them to a location of our choosing, nothing can withstand a precise orbital strike from a lance battery, Lord Captain. There's a certain Imperial Navy captain who owes me a favor. I believe he could station a vessel in orbit suitable for our purposes, at a modest price. At a modest price? I don't know, I'm not enjoying the line read I have on that. Belantok, the people of this world have learned to survive among its roots. Their attempts to navigate them remain clumsy. I can teach your servants to use the planet's resources to craft specialized traps. Then they themselves can become a bulwark against the evil that plagues it. Lord Captain, grand sacrifices are all well and good, and they make for a fine spectacle, but only if they serve a purpose. Herding a mass of psychers to their deaths risks tearing such a breach in the veil that will make the drovers seem like harmless cherubim. We already know these creatures are driven into frenzies by a signal from deep within the planet. Mount an expedition to its source and cut the problem out by the roots. Nah, I should fuck with Adira's idea. Find the root of the problem. Oh no, we lost one profit factor. Quite right, Lord Captain. Auntie Adira would never give you bad advice. That's the first time she's called herself Auntie Adira, I think. I would love it if she would regularly call herself Auntie Adira. I was basically sisters with Theodora, your predecessor, so that makes me your aunt. That would have been great dynamic to have. That would have been I honestly would have loved that dynamic of Adira just being like, yeah, I'm your auntie. I was like Theodora's sister, basically. So that makes me basically your aunt. and she just played that up unless he told her otherwise. That would have been so much fun to be reading that kind of stuff regularly. The expedition struggled through the roots and numerous perils of Zarkov, until at last it ascended to the lowest layers. There, embedded in the tree trunks like colossal growths, stood strange constructs fashioned from materials unknown to humanity, from which this signal emanated. The moment the expedition set about destroying them, entire swarms of drovers rushed into the depths of Zarkov, as if desperately seeking to stop the effort. As the last construct collapsed, every single creature froze and fell limp, as though its nervous system had briefly failed. The surviving members of the expedition hastened to return, unwilling to await the drovers' reawakening. Since that day, attacks on the settlement have become markedly less frequent. Your Lordship, an urgent dispatch from Zarkov. Xenos ruins have been discovered near a small settlement on the lower levels. Scouts attempted to penetrate them, but were met by the enemy. Terrifying iron Xenos with long claws emerged from the dark halls. Your soldiers valiantly repelled their assault, until something unexpected occurred. Other iron Xenos appeared, and instead of aiding their own kind, they began to slaughter them. Interesting. I don't want to be reading all these. This is starting to tap me out a little bit. Which, like, a good thing, we're getting close to the end of stream for the day, but yeesh, all this reading is taking its toll. The God Emperor protects Lord Captain, and he calls for vengeance for the fallen. Let the Meadow Regiment purge your world of the Xenos infestation. What do we know about the Xenos? They are clearly of the same species, your lordship. They resemble iron corpses, covered in vile xenoglyphs. As for their differences, the creatures from the ruins possess long claws, fight with savage ferocity, and may the Holy Throne preserve us, fillet the skin from falling Merovians, and stretch it over their own metal bodies. Those who oppose them are indifferent to human flesh. They fight with cold, calculated precision, incinerating their foes from a distance with cumbersome energy weapons. Oh, these are Necrons. Oh, you know what it is. This is a tomb world. Zarkov must be a tomb world. An unusual situation. Xenos slaying Xenos. What do the rest of you think? What thinking is there to be done, Nidivated? Xenos are the foes of the All-Father, and we must deliver annihilation upon them. Whatever tree bore the fruit of this battle, we do not know if the victor will only grow stronger afterwards. Your warriors are brave, but alone they cannot hold. Send me with them unto battle, and we shall fall upon the beast with all our fury. Striking at the right moment is a fine art, Domin. The Undying One teaches us to wait, not to give in to impulse. Let the Xenos beat each other, and the God Emperor's terror will tell us when to do his will. Why risk your servants? It would be better to help your enemies find each other, trick them, and lead them into each other's path. While they're busy, scout out the ruins, kill the survivors. No, I'm on Cabela's side for once, honestly. Let them deal with each other, and then we'll swoop in at the end. That's the safest thing for us. I like your idea, Manasai. See to it that we exploit our enemy's conflict to the fullest. It was wise to agree to my decision. I know a thing or two about surviving inside a cabal and reaching the top of it. Leveraging the treacherous nature of the Ducati, the Merovians drew the attention of the Xeno squads and led them into clashes with their rival faction. These skirmishes severely thinned the enemy's ranks, allowing the remnants to be pushed back into the ruins, where a forward group waited in ambush. Trapped in both sides, the enemy was exterminated. Oh, goodness gracious. Your lordship, disaster. Zarkov has again been overwhelmed by metal xenos draped in flesh. There are many more of them than during the last attack. Reports say their old lair, the ruins, are glowing with a strange green light, and hordes of these beasts are swarming out of there. It's a full-scale invasion, Lord Captain. Um... The Moravians should utilize their mobility. Actually, what is minus 30, minus 60 on athletics, but Ulfar's got me. Minus 85 on coercion. The Moravians should utilize their mobility. Knowledge of Zarkov, and the environmental conditions. They must divide the enemy and destroy them in small groups. The Xenos knew no fatigue, but neither did they know Zarkov. But neither did they know Zarkov the way its people did. The Zarkovians set ambushes, luring the enemy onto fragile routes and using the planet itself as a weapon. These creatures may have ruled the planet once, but its new masters have proved that those times are long gone. I don't have the plasteel for that. Lord Captain, the Morov Regiment managed to push the Xenos back to their lair in the ruins. The battle for the ruins themselves was lost. Inside is teeming with clawed monsters, and they are led by a creature that can instantly regenerate others like it. However, they are no longer attempting to leave their unholy tomb. At least, not at the moment. 3 strategies have been proposed. Have now been proposed. Creating an exclusion zone around the tomb, blowing up the ruins from within, or setting the drovers on the Xenos lair. Can't we just blast the tomb from orbit? Unfortunately not, Lord Captain. The tomb is buried beneath many layers of Zarkov's root system, forming a solid shield. Breaking through it would take us many cycles. Even if we were to succeed, the consequences for Zarkov itself remain unpredictable. Unpredictable due to the complex system of intertwined roots. Damage of this magnitude may trigger a cascading collapse of the root structure, completely destroying the world or leaving it on the brink of death. I require more details about these plans. Of course, Lord Captain. The first plan involves a small group of soldiers carrying high explosives. Their objective will be to penetrate as deep into the Xenos ruins as possible, close to the energy source, and blow it up, along with themselves. The second option involves utilizing the Majos' findings. A small tactical team will escort Psychers deep into the tomb. Psychic echoes are what draws the drovers. The group's chances of survival are minimal, and we do not know how effective the creatures will be against the Iron Dead. Furthermore, it is impossible to predict how long the drovers will remain inside the tomb. We will likely have to repeat this tactic regularly to keep them contained. The third plan involves the creation of an exclusion zone and erecting observation posts. In short, leave the Xenos in the tomb alone and create a restricted area around it. With a portion of the infrastructure allocated to it and the soldiers assigned to a permanent secret guard. We will suffer no immediate casualties. In the event of a repeated attack, they will bear the brunt. Constructing this defense line will demand a vast amount of resources and labor. I'm not a big fan of any of these, honestly. I am assembling a war council. Does my retinue have any suggestions? Interesting. Interest in these ruins awakened the first Xenos once already. We do not know what the consequences will be if we keep delving deeper and deeper. As a minimum, we need to identify the enemy's weakness and find a way to eliminate them. I recommend the creation of an isolation zone. This will limit the risk to the Coronis expanse and give us time to study the enemy. The Holy Ordos is well versed in managing such highly restricted areas. Lord Captain, Zarkov should already be steeped in black and red. There's no sense in increasing the saturation of those hues. The Trovers are drawn to warp energies. If that hypothesis holds, it could create a warp lore inside the tomb, which would allow us to hold them there longer. I am willing to offer up my paintings. When I paint while plotting a course through the Imperium, the powers of the warp that break through my third eye inevitably leave their mark on my canvases. Perhaps that will be enough to attract the Drovers. Honestly, I want to go with this just because of the dialogue. We shall use good old-fashioned explosives. They've never failed humanity. But you know what? I'm gonna go with Cassia, because I trust Cassia. Lady Cassia, we will turn your knowledge against the Iron Xenos. As you command, Lord Captain. I will share with your troops the knowledge that only the novice nobility can achieve. We gained people in Xenotech. The squad sent on the suicide mission managed to get through under cover fire, the cover of fire from the 32nd Regiment. Wow, that was hard to read. I'm so sorry. Before the walls of the Xenotomb finally blocked the signal, one last Vox message came through, and it was a distortion of the ancient motto, Atonement for the Many. Long, tense hours followed, and no one knew what fate had befallen the soldiers. The Drove's appearance heralded the squad's victory, as they rushed one after another towards the tomb of the Val Xenos. The sights of the creature's growth protruding from the crevices and entrances of the ruins signaled the atonement that the few had brought for the rest. Rumor has it that the doomed psychers were sent into that ruin carrying paintings rendered in blood. A single glance at the canvases was enough to drive one mad, and the people of Zarkov breathed a sigh of relief only when that blighted burden had disappeared into the bowels of the Xenos lair. And so, that cursed place became home to the Xenomonsters, who packed themselves into the corridors of the tomb. For the Iron Dead, regaining their freedom will be no easy task. Cool. Cool. Completed Zarkov's Colony Chronicles. Alright, I'm going to... Oh no, that's just better. I'm gonna save us here. And next week we will dive into our ancestors' tomb, assuming we find it correctly. Pretty sure we did, but still. So with that said, thank you all very much for coming around and hanging out. I do appreciate all y'all. Do consider giving me a follow on Kick. If you liked the stream, or if you just missed some of the stream and want to catch up, I will be uploading it over to YouTube later tonight. If you're over on YouTube, please consider giving me a like, comment, and subscribe. All that engagement stuff, it does help a ton, and I would greatly appreciate it. And I do invite everyone on YouTube to come and join a stream live. I do my best to live stream every weekday for about 2 hours, starting at noon EST. Keyword try. But with that said, I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend, and peace out, homies.